Welcome to another edition of the Sandhills Global Husker Rewind. Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline. If you have equipment to sell, sell it at auctiontime.com as Nebraska 28-3 winners over Buffalo on Saturday to improve to 2-1 on the season. And we're going to talk to a couple of standout players from that game as we're going to hear from Adrian Martinez, Nebraska's standout quarterback, later in the show. But joining us right now with arguably the defensive play of the game, the interception down on the 1-yard line, former walk-on linebacker Luke Reimer of Lincoln North Star. Luke, first of all, congratulations on the game. That'd be a lot of fun.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun getting the win and the way we got the win. So really pretty dominant performance by the defense and got the win. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, that game was a lot different for you guys as a defense than say the week before. I mean, Buffalo was a physical team. They really tried to go at you. And you guys kept them out of the end zone the entire game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, their front seven especially, they were a very physical, very physical O-line, and they had a good rushing attack. So I thought we did a really good job up front.
Their quarterback Kevin Marks, that's the running back. Their quarterback Kyle Van Treese. You guys got after him. 21 pressures in the game. No sacks, but last year he was only sacked one time, so you had to kind of know going in. You probably weren't going to sack this guy. But what was your game plan going in just to kind of disrupt Van Treese?
I mean, nothing really changed from our game plan. Like, we just need to be, like, a big emphasis was just being physical up front. And I thought our D-line and linebackers did a really good job of that this week.
Yeah, third and fourth down defense. That was kind of the story for you guys. You were winning a lot on those plays. You had a nice play on a fourth down there where you were able to kind of run out in the flats there and make a tackle to get the turnover on downs. Talk about that play.
I mean, we were just in man on that one, and the back was my man, so I just saw him go out, and I had to clear the mesh route, and then I just made the play.
And the interception, you almost had two. You could have two in that game, but let's talk about the interception. Looked like you just knocked the ball up in the air to yourself and probably had some flashbacks of high school there playing high school quarterback again.
Yep. No, we do a zero period where you put your hand up and bat the ball down. So as Coach Rude was just saying, like that's a coach's zero period dream right there. It just came to fruition on Saturday. So.
And that game was still 14-0 at that point, and things were still somewhat in a stalemate. How big is it to get a play like that in a game like Saturday?
I mean, it's a game-changing play. Like, we got the ball for the offense on the 1-yard line. So I mean, they scored the next play. So I mean, that it kind of buried them after that play. So.
And you've been now at Nebraska 3 years with this coaching staff. When you just look at this unit, this defense, how in sync are you guys, where a lot of you now have been in your third and some guys in their fourth years playing for Eric Chenander?
I really like it right now. I think our mindset has definitely changed, especially these last couple of weeks of no matter what happens on the other side of the ball, like we just have to go out and just play our game. And like we have to have the mindset that we need to go out and win games. And I think we've done a really good job after Illinois of changing our mindset to that.
Your story too, Luke, is so unique. Moving to Lincoln North Star from playing 8-man football and in small town Kansas, almost on the Oklahoma border, right?
Yep.
And just let people hear your story, kind of how you ended up in Lincoln, and you had a coaching transition going into your senior year of high school. Your recruiting was very unorthodox, and here you are. You got a scholarship, maybe one of the quickest scholarships I've ever seen a walk-on get at Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, so growing up in Kansas, my dad passed away my 8th grade year, and so I had 2 years in Kansas in high school, and then I moved up here junior and senior year to live with my sister and get my mom closer to grandkids and stuff. And then I wasn't recruited at all until I got here, like first game or second game at North Star. I started getting phone calls and stuff and texts like, hey, you're doing really good things, so I want to have a visit and stuff. So it just kind of escalated from there and just got the walk on, and I thought that was the best opportunity for me at the time, so I took it and ran with it and haven't looked back since.
So when you moved to Lincoln, was it kind of a sports-driven thought, like, hey, I want to give myself more exposure, or was it strictly a family decision at that time?
Honestly, no. It was mostly family. I mean, the sports was a little bit of a topic, but not. It was more family than anything. Moving up here, and I had no idea. Like coming from 8-man, I didn't know I was good at football. Like I was good at that level, but I didn't know I was genuinely good at football. So, and I was just shocked when I finally had colleges text me. I just wasn't used to that coming from 8-man football. No one got recruited out there. So.
And then you were a long-time commit to South Dakota State, and you had a Buffalo offer of all things, and your only FBS offer yesterday. I mean, when you decided to decommit from a full ride to walk on at Nebraska, did people say, "What the hell are you doing?" Were they surprised that you're giving up a full ride to walk on at that point?
I mean, I feel like a lot of the people I trusted, and they were giving me the advice that you're going to earn a scholarship in under 2 years. And I didn't really care what the other people thought. Oh, you're just passing up free money to just be a practice dummy, basically, at Nebraska. And I trusted the people that I trusted, and they were telling me you're going to be on scholarship in under a year, basically. So, and I did. I believed them, and came out to be true.
So when you got to Nebraska, about how many weeks, days, hours did it take to say, "Yep, I'm going to get this scholarship, and I'm good enough to play here"?
I mean, I've always been a pretty hard skeptic on myself, but it was that first summer. I think it was Coach Strop came up to me after one of the summer workouts. And he's like, "I don't know when you're going to get a scholarship, but you're going to get a scholarship here. Just keep working and just keep doing what you're doing. You will get a scholarship here." And that was kind of the first time, oh yeah, I'm doing good things here. So.
And then finally, this week's going to be fun for you. You grew up on the Oklahoma border. You've got family in Wichita, which is just 2.5 hours from Norman. How excited are you just to go down and play a game in Big 12 country, and as you watched a lot of Oklahoma K-State football growing up?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited about it too. I have some cousins that live down in Oklahoma, and they're big Sooner fans, so I got them tickets for the game. So
they better not be in the Nebraska section now.
I'm joking with one of them. He's I don't know what jersey he's going to wear, Oklahoma or Nebraska, but no, I'm pretty excited about it. So.
Well, Luke, congratulations on the game you had Saturday, and best of luck here as you guys get ready for Oklahoma.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right, much more to come as you're watching here the Sandhills Global Husker Rewind powered by ABM. And we're back here on the Sandhills Global Husker Rewind powered by ABM. Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com, now joined by Nebraska's offensive standout from Saturday, quarterback Adrian Martinez. Adrian, first of all, congratulations on the win in the game. Sure, it felt pretty good just to get up to 2-1.
100%. A win's a win, and it was a great team win.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, and Buffalo got after you. I mean, they pressured you about 14 times. But you had to just create. I mean, when you're in those situations like the big run you had, what's going through your mind when there's a 6-7 man blitz coming at you at that time?
Yeah, a lot of it's dependent on what play call we have, knowing where my hot throw is, if I need to get it out quick. The long run, it was a 0 blitz, and I knew I had to make a guy miss. And in the play itself, there's not a lot running through my mind. It's play, react, and just have trust in the situations and those type of things we've practiced all week long.
One of the Buffalo defenders after the game said he was faster than he was a year ago, just off the tape. He goes, he looks lighter and quicker. Did you feel? I know you didn't finish the run, but you had to feel a little bit quicker just there in the open field. It looked like
100%. Yeah, and I've felt that way generally all fall camp and into this season, and it's something I worked on, and something I wanted to come into this year being lighter and faster and quicker.
Yeah, the home run, you guys took only a few swings, but you connected on a lot of those swings. 2 deep balls to Samori Torre. You saw Logan Smothers find Chris Hickman as well late in the game. I mean, we laugh, but that's 3 pass plays that were 50-plus yards. A year ago, your longest pass play was a flip pass to Xavier Betts.
100%. Yeah, and that's recognizing what we needed to be better at this year as opposed to last year, and something we're going to have to continue to be good at if we want to win games.
Yeah, when you can connect on those home runs, though, what does it do for the running game? Because it felt like things finally began to open up there later in the game.
100%. When you can get the secondary to back up and maybe not play at 8 yards, 10 yards, they have to respect the deep ball threat. It opens up the run game, backs up those linebackers, makes them respect the pass game a little bit more.
Samori, when you look at him, what does he bring just as that deep ball threat that maybe you haven't had the last few years?
Yeah, well, he's a lengthy guy for starters. He plays in the slot, but he's a lengthy guy, I'd say, unlike what we've had the last couple years, and a guy who's a veteran and knows how to get open. I can trust him to be where he's supposed to be, and he'll fight for the ball.
You know, you go into a game like Saturday, no Oliver Martin, no Omar Manning. You lose Austin Allen on, I think, the fourth play he was out there. He's out for the game with what appeared to be a concussion. What goes through your mind as a quarterback as you kind of try to navigate? I mean, you have Borwicker going in, and Chris Hickman has to elevate his role. I mean, just how do you manage the personnel movement on a day like Saturday?
Yeah, well, it could go one of two ways. One way, you fall into a trap and try and do too much. And then the other is you continue to do your job, and that's what I wanted to do, and have faith in those guys. They're here for a reason, too. You know, they got reps during the week and have trust that they're going to get their job done. I have to do mine.
And I got to ask you about that play to Chris Hickman. I've seen a lot of plays from you over 4 years, but that was one of the more entertaining throws I've seen you make.
Yeah.
Was that something that you just have practiced, or was that just, you know what, I'm not going to try to throw this one because to flip it out there?
Yeah. Well, I definitely haven't practiced that, not necessarily. I've practiced pitches. I had missed a throw to Hickman earlier in the game that was shorter than that I probably could have flicked as well. And I had one arm stiff-arming a D lineman. The other arm, I just was like, it's an easier play. I know what is around Hickman. I know what the defense is looking like. Let's just find a way to get him the ball. And so I just flicked it out there. It's definitely unplanned, though.
That tight end room, when you look at it, without Austin Allen, you had Vokalek already out for the game. Just speak to the depth of that room when you can just have Hickman go in and make plays like yesterday. Chancellor comes in as a newcomer that really nobody knew until he got on the field a couple weeks ago, and then Borwicker, a walk-on. I mean, those guys all came in and made plays for you.
Yeah, 100%. Those guys, first off, know what they're doing, and they can be trusted, and that's huge. Huge on our team and huge for those guys. And it really speaks to Coach Becton and the job he does. They have a really tight unit, and they hold each other accountable. And a guy like Borkicher, a guy like Chancellor, a guy like Hickman can come in and be third, fourth, fifth on the depth chart, but still play meaningful snaps and get the job done.
Going forward, just improving that running game, how much of a priority is that? I think the tailbacks had 31 carries, 20 of them were the inside zone runs, and 11 of them were zone read plays. I mean, Coach Frost talks about those base runs. It appears those are the two base runs that you guys have really tried to rep. How important is it that you guys get those plays cleaned up going forward?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be an understatement to say as an offense that's priority number one. We need that to get going, and that's on all of us. That's on myself as the quarterback, it's on the running backs, the O-line, and the receivers blocking on those plays. As a unit, we need to be better, and to get the wins we want to get, we need to run the ball.
Now you're going forward now to Oklahoma this week. You're going to be facing off against one of the top quarterbacks in the country on the other side of this matchup. How excited are you for a game like this, for a stage like this, to put yourself up against a guy like Spencer Rattler this week?
Yeah, I'm pumped. You know, and for me, it's less about that and more about Oklahoma, Nebraska. It's an incredible rivalry. They're a top 5 ranked team. Incredible opportunity for us to prove that we belong and that we're the team that we know we can be.
Did you know anything at all about Nebraska, Oklahoma before kind of the last year or two? I mean, did you ever have any knowledge? Older people bring it up to you? Because the last time they played was 2011, and that was for a Big Ten championship. Rex Burkhead played in that game.
It's definitely been a few years, yeah. And being a huge college football fan, you know about Nebraska and you know about Oklahoma, and you watch, the specials on TV about certain rivalries, and Nebraska Oklahoma is one of them. Obviously, haven't played in quite a few years because of the conference realignments, but it's special. It's one of those special rivalries that I'm thankful to be a part of now.
Yeah, you look at now 3 games under your belt. How much has this helped prepare you to get the repetition to kind of give some guys the work they need for a game like this?
Yeah, and I would say a good amount of guys on our team have gotten those reps, the 1s, 2s, 3s, like I was sort of alluding to earlier. We're ready. We obviously have to have a good week of practice, and we know it's going to take us executing in all phases of the game.
Well, Adrian, congratulations on the game on Saturday. Looking forward to seeing you down in Norman this week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, that wraps it up here for this edition of the Sandhills Global Husker Rewind powered by ABM. Make sure you join us again for another episode.